What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA playoffs, Friday, May 17th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, tonight we have that single game showdown between the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Raptors are down 0-1, looking to even the series up, playing in Milwaukee tonight. So I'm going to go through these players and just give you some of the guys that I like. Okay, at the top, once again, I like Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Toronto Raptors. Giannis Antetokounmpo has scored 60, 48, and 71 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 57.5 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 33 minutes per game with a 32% usage rate. Giannis played 37 minutes last game. He scored 60 fantasy points, and he's still only priced a little bit more than Kawhi Leonard. Projected at 59.5 fantasy points here tonight, there's an implied total of 216 points in this game. This is a home game for Giannis. Expect him to play heavy minutes, and he's just going to stuff the stats like he always does. I think that projection is right on. I think you see a 60 burger from Giannis again tonight. So I love Giannis Antetokounmpo here versus the Toronto Raptors. Kawhi Leonard scored 50 fantasy points last game, but it's hard to fit both Giannis and Kawhi in your lineup, especially if you want to make one of them your captain. It's just not going to happen. So you kind of have to pick between the two, and I'm still leaning to Giannis. So our DFS tools for MLB baseball are now live and working. You can click on the MLB tab to change sports and check the tools out for baseball. They're really helpful. They're going to save you guys a ton of research time. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player, and we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, let's take a drop in salary here. A little bit above the mid-range price. I like Kyle Lowry from the Toronto Raptors, and Kyle Lowry has scored 47, 30, and 31 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 37.3 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 34 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. Kyle Lowry is not known for being a good road player, but he's been performing pretty well in the playoffs, pretty well under pressure, and he scored 47 fantasy points in 40 minutes last game. He's been playing monster minutes, and he's got 50-point upside. So the price is right for me on Kyle Lowry, projected at 38.2 fantasy points here tonight. I think he gets it going. I like Kyle Lowry here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, looking at the mid-range salary players, I like Marc Gasol from the Toronto Raptors playing the Milwaukee Bucks. Marc Gasol has scored 33, 27, and 22 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 34.4 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 31 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. I mentioned that Marc Gasol has an easier matchup now that he's not matched up with Joel Embiid. It's going to free him up on the offensive end to score some buckets. Marc Gasol is projected for 34.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's a fantastic value at his price tag, and I like his price on both sites. So I like Marc Gasol here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal All you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Alright, and then right below Marc Gasol, I like Nikolai Mirotic, priced just a little bit under Marc Gasol. Nikolai Mirotic has scored 22, 37, and 17 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 30.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 27 minutes per game with a 22% usage rate. Nikolai Mirotic is projected at 27.9 fantasy points here tonight, which makes him a great value for his price tag. He's mid to low salary on both sites, and this guy's got 30 to 40 point upside. He gets you rebounds, he can get you blocks, and if his 3 starts to fall, that's where he can get you into the 40 fantasy point range. So I like the low price tag and big upside of Nikolai Mirotic here versus the Toronto Raptors. Okay, now for one of my favorite low salary players. I like George Hill from the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Toronto Raptors. George Hill has scored 17, 24, and 28 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 16.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 22 minutes per game with a 15% usage rate. George Hill is really low priced on DraftKings, projected at 18.3 fantasy points here tonight. He should have somewhat low ownership. He's a risky low salary player, but I think he's the least risky of the pack. George Hill played 27 minutes last game, so if he can get over 25 minutes here again tonight, he should crush this price tag. So I like George Hill here versus the Toronto Raptors. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.